Hey, Jim Cam here, owner, founder, franchiser of multiple brands in Montreal, exceeding over 100 locations. In this video today, I'm gonna talk to you how I will bring from 0 to 100 location. In the previous video, I talked about how I will manage my restaurant, also what type of business I will build in order to make 10 to 20K profit per month. But today's video is gonna be about scaling. So take that one restaurant and bring it to over 100 stores. So in this video, it's gonna be a completely new setup because the whole game plan is gonna be different. It's not only about running your business that you're completely in charge of. It's about finding a way that you can truly scale. I'm not talking about to 10 locations, I'm talking about to 100 locations and how I will set it up. So what kind of setup I will be doing, and also how many brands, what kind of brands, how I will do in the first year, second year, and how long I'm planning to reach 100 location. Currently, I have over 100 locations, and I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna redo it again today. And if you have a very interesting business that you're looking to franchise or to scale, this video is gonna be for you. So point number one, what kind of setup, what kind of structure I'll be looking into doing. I'll say there's no secret for me. I like to work in a very efficient way. And what I mean by efficient is you have to make sure that the initial capital investment is less, and also the risk if you're taking to build the stores is gonna be less too. So I will basically I will not say with all the exact same brand, but I will work in that specific way. So I will be looking what is the current market people are looking into consuming. So food, drink, and also daily consumption. If you focus on daily things, that means you're gonna be having more recurring customers because you will be creating a need for a demand that is already out there. How do we do it? You make the concept efficient, also less risk with a lower initial investment. That's gonna be for you. And for the customer side, you make it affordable, accessible. That's pretty much all you need to focus on for the concept. Instead of people thinking, should I try to grow one single brand to 100 locations in the area that you're already familiar with, which for me, it's the province of Quebec, or especially the island of Montreal and the whole surrounding. The way that I'm thinking about how to set it up, it's very simple. Market research for sure has to be done. The demand has to be there. And how do I make sure there's demand in those specific areas? With all my years of experience, I already know what kind of concepts gonna work well in specific neighborhood. So I'm just gonna be pinpointing, let's say 10 or 20 prime ones that for sure any kind of concept based on serving quality food, accessible and affordable is gonna be doing good all year long. That's why most of our concept now, they have a very stable yearly income. And if you know the game of business, getting good at something takes time. Being a master of something takes even more time. So imagine, how do you think you can be so good in all the 10 provinces of Canada alone? Even I can't. So that's why I like to stay where I know I'm truly exceeding and excellent at, which is Quebec. If you can do it once, you can do it twice. So you have to create a system that could be duplicable. Not only the same brand with multiple locations, but how about multiple brands in those same locations? If you look at the map of all my current brands out there, we always go back to the same specific neighborhood, same specific areas, because we already know the demand is there. So we're just here giving what the customer is looking for, and we're just here to solve a problem. Don't overcomplicate things. Just make sure to repeat what is already working. That is really, for me, the key element to success, and also to creating a very successful brand and scaling to a lot of locations. Because the purpose of the video is to scale to 100 locations as fast as possible. I'm not saying that it's not doable if you want to scale nationwide. I'm just saying, for my personal experience, how I managed to scale to over 100 locations and keep on going with the same efficiency. The team is already, everybody that I put into the system, into the business, it's already an expert in those fields. So why try to figure out a new formula out there when the whole system is running so smoothly here? And also when you expand to other provinces, there's different laws, different rules that you need to learn. So those things takes time. We're talking about efficiency. If you want it to be efficient, you have to be able to move. You have to be able to really go over 100 miles an hour. So I'm not saying you shouldn't go out there, but make sure the moment you can go out there, you can truly do the same expansion, because there's always a franchise dead zone, in my opinion. It's gonna be between 5 location to 10 location. If you do not exceed 10, then the brand is gonna be dying. So that's why we want to make sure that the brand is thriving in a very healthy way and also keep on growing. And later, if truly in Quebec there's no more room for me to grow any more brands, then I'm gonna put my whole focus in another province. Rinse and repeat the same formula. You already know. So why the concept will be focusing in a smaller location? Firstly, it's for the brand. And secondly, you want to build a business that run in a more efficient system that require less labor and also less headache, and will keep also the building costs pretty low. Yeah, this is not only good for me, but it's gonna be good for my franchisees and clients. So it's gonna be a lot more easier for them to run their business and also to later if they want to scale their business. If you want to focus on the other way, if you want to go with a bigger, higher end kind of restaurant business, for sure you won't be able to open multiple ones in the same city. Probably just one in Laval, one in Brossard, and a few ones in Montreal. But compared to me, the concept that we're running, we serve the neighborhood itself. So we focus on an area that has school traffic, office workers, and also serving the residential people. So we talk about the brands, the structure, and how about the timeline? The way I will do it is I will just do one brand first. So while doing the first brand, I will be building the second brand, just creating the basic design, the menu, but I want to make sure that the blueprint of how I will be running that new restaurant can be reused into the other brand. So why I won't push 2 brands at the same time is I still need to put in the first test. So the first test is always important. If you can do it right, you can always redo it again. So the timeline for reaching 100 location, I'll say it's gonna be between 3 to 5 years. That's the goal that I'm gonna set, and that's how I will be planning to do. And I will explain it exactly how I'm gonna do it. I talk about being a master and what you're doing. Yes, even though you have the right system on how to run that business, but probably you're not the expert in that certain or specific type of cuisine. So you will not know which is the most efficient way to actually prepare that meal. So partners are always needed into a very successful business. Even for me, I have multiple partners. So by proving that my concept and the system that we use behind works, all I need to do is to bring in new brands that I don't even have to personally create myself. But I just need to make sure that the whole system could be applied and they could use the system very efficiently in their current existing stores. If that works, then there's no more magic. It's already out there. I just need 5 brands, have a sales team in the back. What I will not focus on is I will not touch the central kitchen part, because managing central kitchen and also logistics to deliver to each and every individual stores, it's a lot of management. And what I like to focus is just to grow the business. There's experts in the field that we work with. Lots of good people doing great in logistics, others in manufacturing and just delivering product. There are so many experts out there. I cannot be a master of all. So what you need to be in business is a jack of all trade. So you cannot know everything in all field, but you're also a master of none. But still better than being a master of one. When I say a blueprint and system on how to run the business, it's just a way to operate the business in a very efficient way that could be managing the labor cost, keep it low, food cost, keep it low, and also the flow of the sales that could be stable all year long and are in a very healthy growth. So this is one. And the secondly is just to set up all the other structure to grow that existing business. But not only this one, that could be applied through all the other one. Because when I do something, I like to be able to reuse it. I just don't want to do a one-time transaction type of deal. I don't like to have active income. So whatever work I put in, I'm not gonna be taking back the amount of work that I put in for the amount of pay that I should get. What I like to do is to really be able to build the whole thing. So at the end, it could just slowly pay me back. That's how I like to do things. And when you put so much effort without instant gratification, you want that effort to be duplicable. But for sure, growing to multiple locations fast is not gonna give you a quick return. But remember, the goal was to be big. And once you're big, then you can get back the control. I said I didn't want it to manage the central kitchen, the logistics side, and all the other things that I just mentioned. But what if you reach 100 location and now you want to just take back that part of the business and manage it yourself? How much more money you can truly make after? A lot. You can say that, hey, I have 100 location. I can build my own central kitchen that's gonna be providing for all the locations. I can have my own logistic company. By working with all those experts in the field will give you years of advantage over studying and also learning about the business. What I say about central kitchen is basically the production part of all the ingredients needed for every stores. So in order to make sure that the food delivered is gonna be fresh, well made, and also well maintained. And not only that, for restaurant business, we need to get the deliveries in a specific time of the day. That's going to be on the logistics side. How do you think growing to 100 location and also wanting to manage all that part of the business? For me, I don't think it's a smart way to do. So that's why we managed to scale to 100 location in a very few short years. If you want to go fast, you cannot manage everything at once. So you need partners, you need to outsource it, and you need to work with the real expert in those fields. So after years of working with those experts, also you will become an expert yourself. It's impossible for you to hang around with all those great people and not become great yourself. Imagine if you're with a group of ice cream experts. For sure, you will also learn about ice cream, like naturally, because all they're gonna talk about, it's ice cream. And business, for us, restaurant business, if I'm always with the people, working with the people in the manufacturing, with the logistic, you will learn way faster and you will learn the right way. So that's why people buying a franchise, they learn way faster, they can grow way faster, because we give them a blueprint that is proven to work and scalable. That's why you have to understand that this is the important part about the whole franchising process. If you were to scale 100 location with only one brand in the whole Quebec, in the whole province, for sure you gotta be very limited into what available option there is. So that's why you have to bring multiple brands. So there are specific areas that are proven to work. No matter how many brands you put out there, it's gonna be work because the demand is here, the traffic is there, and the city is growing. Like on the top of my head, there's at least 20 very good locations close to Montreal and surrounding Montreal. So if you were to do the math, so probably it's gonna need 4 or 5 brands in order to just hit those as fast as possible. Those are the kind of areas that people, when you say to the people, they already know is gonna be working. So that's why you will find in that specific areas, you will find multiple of my brands already established here. So we just want to do the same. That's the same reason why a specific street corners, has multiple coffee shop, because people need coffee in that specific areas. And also we know that people will, that's what I'm talking about when I say, if you want to reach 100 location, you have to be very specific into the brand concept and location that you pick. Make your calculation, do your market research. You can really see that it's not that hard to see what's going to be working out there. One thing that people tell me a lot is, I prefer to open in an area that has no competition. But if there's no competition, that means there's no demand. So this is not how you should see it. You should go to a place where there's competition. That means there's demand. And then you just pinpoint yourself there. That's how the flow works. That's how the flow of money works. So you just need to see where the money is going and you put yourself in the middle. That's how I'm doing it. And I'm not telling you to come up with some crap. You have to come up with something better, more affordable, more accessible, whatever ways you have to solve that problem for that customer. For sure, they're gonna come to you. If you deliver something better, cheaper, and better service at the same price, why wouldn't they buy from you? When scaling, the key important things that I will advise you to focus on is make sure you can break between the 5 to 10 barrier. So do not get stuck between 5 to 10 location. This is where the brand usually dies down. Because if you cannot pass 10, that means the system is limited. And also, probably when you hit 8 and you cannot scale it, you're probably gonna have a few stores close down and go back to below 5. 1 to 5, it's easy scalable. You open one in every great, big neighborhood, and that's it. But if you really want to scale to the next level, because exceeding 10 location, that means the concept, the menu, and the system running all behind and also in the front has to be well done. When you're between 1 to 5 locations, it's actually just be 100. It's truly just gonna be 100% on you. So you're the one managing basically the business, so the whole system. So you are the system. But when you scale over a 5 location, this is where you put your business to the test. When you put your real system to the test to see if it's manageable even without you in stores. Yeah, this is where people make the mistakes because they're doing 5 and they think they have the ego, they think they're good at scaling even more. But this is not where the same importance, the same key element that brought you from 1 to 5 location will not get you from 5 to 10 location. And forget it about bring it to 100 location. And a matter of fact, for me, if there's a new store opening, we don't even have to be there because we know that our system is working. We have proven it over the years, over multiple brands and all those locations, which is why we have over 100. That doesn't mean I didn't make any mistakes. It's because I made a lot of mistakes in the past that I know exactly which part is not worth doing it and which is the part that we have to put a focus on. Take another example. Look why IKEA is so massive. It's because anybody going in there, they buy any furnitures, they can buy any furnitures, any desk, any sofas. They can just go back home and follow an instruction and have it well built. So that's basically what we're offering. I'm sure a lot of kids, they go with their parents and they can just build a table as easily as the parents gotta be doing. The key point is in the system. So if the franchisee can follow, they can do well. They can basically just, if they're not lazy, very important, if they're not lazy, to just keep on adapting with their community. This is basically the key element to long-term success. And this is the most important part you need to understand about franchising. I'll tell you, I'm not like any other gurus out there wanting to sell, just basically sell you online courses or stuff online. You can see by yourself, you can taste it, you can touch it, you do whatever you want with it. So if our system is not working good, that means after opening 9 locations, there's got to be a few closing down. So why were we able to push past 20 locations? Even Onigiri, our newest concept, we have 20 open locations within a year, and now that it doesn't, 15 aligned to be open in the next few months. The system to grow your franchise is important, but also the system for your franchisee to run on is as equally important. So for them, the major problem, the major focus that every physical business owner should be focusing on is just labor cost. I'm talking about restaurants, so food cost. The logic that you really need to adapt is how can someone succeed at managing your store without being you managing the store? The reason why I'm emphasizing on the system of the business is because if people are crumbling down, that means my whole system, my whole business, my personal credibility will also go down. So this is why I think and I believe it's so important for me. That's why the reputation is so important. One other thing you need to really be good at is studying the laws of the province that you're going to be scaling with, because every province has different laws. You have construction laws, franchising law, city laws, permit laws. It's crazy if you think about it. But just the way you present your business to the banking loan, this is completely different from province to province. So yes, you will be thinking that's going to be so hard for you to be a master in everything. That's why I say be a jack of all trades. Understand the key point elements in each part of the business and find the real expert to help you in that field. So you will just guide them and they will tell you exactly what are the step-by-step of each department that you need to focus on. We just spoke about law. So just creating your franchise agreement, it's also has to be law compliant for your province and country. So just to have that produced, in Quebec here, I think the market price today is about 50 to 75K. To just have the franchise agreement produced in order to protect the brand for you as the franchisor and also the franchisee for any damages that they can cause. This might sound obvious, but to some, it's not. For sure, if you want to scale big, you need to have capitals. You need to have a big chunk of money for you to be able to invest in. Doesn't matter if it comes from yourself, from investor, from a bank. The best is from all of them. So you will have a better capital to just keep on expanding. If you come to me and say, hey Jim, I have $10,000, $20,000, and I want to expand my current business, it's not gonna work. You need capital not only to expand, but you need capital also to recover from the mistakes that you're probably gonna make. That's why I'm filming this video, because there's a lot of business or franchisor that they are looking to expand. They come to me because they have a lot of unanswered question on their end. And I'm here to just help their business to scale to the next level, and we help them save a lot of money. To recap the video, firstly, make sure that your system, your structure of the business is good, that is scalable and could be multiplied. So secondly, just do the math. You have to understand numbers. And also, the system has to be run not only by you, could be run by someone else. If everything is tied to you, then that's a very dangerous mistake. And about the math, you have to calculate your time, the cost, and also to forecast properly your return. Lastly, it's capital. Make sure you have enough capital to invest and also to deploy it. And if you deploy it wisely. And I almost forgot, understanding the laws. Yeah, that's gonna cost you a lot of money if you don't. Anyway, if you have a brand that you're looking to franchise it or to just scale it, if you have any question, just email me, email my team, and I'm gonna get in touch probably soon. Cheers, guys.